So this week I was already planning on talking about Aegiomon from Digimon Story Time Stranger, and then we got some very interesting confirmations, nothing that we didn't expect, but the fact that they're revealing this soon is very interesting. So in today's video I want to talk about what we've learned about Aegiomon this past week and what it might mean for his dark fate in the game. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video, and yes, today I am talking about the dark fate of Aegiomon, but before I do, there's actually some other Digimon news which I haven't covered on the channel yet because it's today's sponsor. I am so excited to say that today's video is sponsored by the Crystal of Atlan Digimon collab that is available now. Crystal of Atlan is a magic punk MMO ARPG where players become part of the Adventurers Guild and dive into the world of Atlan to uncover the mysteries of crystals, the energy source powering the world. In Crystal of Atlan, you choose from 17 classes and characters freely with no character gacha. Each class has its own unique skills and builds for players to customize, so you can really sink your teeth into Crystal of Atlan and its Digimon collab. And there's so much to check out in Crystal of Atlan, from challenging team battles, offering various multiplayer elements including co-op dungeons and a guild fleet system, allowing players to connect with like-minded friends, and a fair skill-based PvP. Enjoy competitive PvP with 3v3 and 1v1 modes, where everything from attributes to skill damage and cooldown is perfectly balanced. In this arena, skill is the only factor determining the outcome. Embark on an epic journey through a fantastical world where magic and technology intertwine. As a free-spirited adventurer, uncover the secrets of ancient Atlan ruins and confront powerful factions. Plus, yes, the Digimon Adventure Crystal of Atlan collaboration is available now. There's a new boss you're probably familiar with, Machinedramon, the digital world's strongest Digimon with a 100% full metal body. Machinedramon is about to invade Atlan. Players can join the solo or 4-player raid and battle with Machinedramon and see who can triumph in the fight. Plus, there's also new pets, Gatomon and Aegiomon. Crystal of Atlan has pets that can accompany your character and help you out in and out of battle. And for the Digimon Crystal of Atlan collaboration, Gatomon and Aegiomon are finally here as pets. After getting max evolved, a safe zone exclusive idle animation will be unlocked where Gatomon will digivolve into Angelomon and Aegiomon will warp digivolve into Wargreymon. They look super cute in the game and have great visuals. Plus, you can get Gatomon completely free. Who wouldn't want Gatomon as a pet? And there's more. You can also pick up the Digimon collab mounts Garurumon and Metal Garurumon. And when you use those mounts and activate the skill Hunting Instincts, that will increase Garurumon's jumping distance and give it a brief speed boost after jumping. This collaboration event is available from August 21st to September 17th, so join the game and get tons of collab rewards for free, like that Gatomon pet, a collabo avatar frame, collab title, a collab icon, the Bauble Patamon, and much, much more. The Digimon Adventure Crystal of Atlan collaboration is available now, so set off on a new world of adventure. Download Crystal of Atlan on iOS, Google Play, or PC via my link in the description down below, and thank you to Crystal of Atlan and their Digimon Adventure collab for sponsoring this video. Amazing. Alright, so Aegiomon. Yes, the news is, now you've watched enough into this video, that, spoiler alert, Aegiomon is going to become Aegiokusmon. If you are not familiar with what Aegiokusmon is, well, in Digimon Crusader, where these kind of Digimon originated based on the card system of that game, Aegiomon, our guy that we've known from Time Stranger for a while now, got 5 unique evolutions: Aegiokusmon Red, Aegiokusmon Green, Aegiokusmon Blue, Aegiokusmon Holy, and Aegiokusmon Dark. And Digimon games so far, as of time of recording, have shared Aegiokusmon, one of Aegiomon's ultimate Digivolution forms, and also Aegiokusmon Green, again, one of Aegiomon's ultimate Digivolution forms, and now Aegiokusmon Blue, which we have also seen in the most recent V-Jump scans for October, I think, or September. Those scans also revealed a brand new Blimpmon evolution, Master Blimpmon. I have many thoughts about that and a bunch of other new Digimon that have been revealed, so stay tuned for a video next week when I go over all of that. These all look pretty consistent with what we've seen before, though of note, the wings on Aegiokusmon or Aegiokusmon Red seem to be a lot bigger than we've historically seen them depicted. What does this mean for the story of Time Stranger? Now, it's very likely that we'll just get to when we digivolve evolve as Aegiomon go to any 5 of the Aegiacusmon. However, I think it's also likely that they are going to tie into significant story elements of the game. It would be very easy to line up Aegiacusmon's various forms to different areas and Olympus 12 members. If we go over to their Digimon reference book listings, we can see for regular Aegiacusmon, it says that it is a deity Digimon that synthesized the abilities of various species using a human body as its base. This synthesis of species is said to have resulted from the pursuit of the apex known as omnipotence, and Aegiacusmon's form changes dramatically to match its environment. Very key. This form is based on the data of dragon types. Normally this data would lie dormant in this Digimon centered around the crystal in its chest, but Aegiacusmon has manifested the dragon data around its body, turning it into an armor, and then the rest talks about its attacks. Isn't that interesting? This is dragon data that turned Aegiomon into Aegiacusmon. I'm wondering then if in the story of Time Stranger the way it might work is kind of a Digimon Tamers situation, where if you defeat a certain boss Digimon, Aegiomon takes its data on and digivolves into Aegiacusmon. It does seem, based on magazine translations, that Aegiacusmon will be able to switch freely between his forms once he's obtained them. Whether he obtains them all at the same time or through the story, I think is to be determined. Either way though, I think getting that data from defeated enemies is a fun idea. And we do already have a pretty notable Dramon Digimon that has been revealed exclusively for this game, Skull Seadramon. Never seen before, brand new Digimon, and it's a Dramon. This could very likely be the source of Aegiacusmon's initial power. However, this is more in the aquatic area of the digital world Iliad, so I'm not sure if they would do the Dragon Man Aegiacusmon in this area, but it's something to put in your hat. Moving over to Green, it has a basically very similar reference book listing, but the data it took in this time was plant data, and it says that its body is dramatically lighter than its other forms. This to me obviously could line up very nicely with the Bacchusmon, potentially Ceresmon forest that we've seen in promotional material. Then for Aegiacusmon Blue, it's actually cyborg data. Now this is interesting because Blue in the current Digimon card game is much more of a aquatic icy vibe, although there's obviously exceptions to that rule, and mechanical Digimon tend to be black in the Digimon TCG. But going back to Crusader, this was the status quo. We don't really have a full-on mechanical area, but we do have Volcanusmon's Forge. That's a potential area we could get Aegiacusmon Blue, but again, maybe not. This data is based on cyborg type Digimon, so it'd be interesting to see if he does absorb one of those. Maybe a new Digimon, or maybe something like Andromon. Future Karn here. I don't think Master Blimpmon is going to be a Digimon that we fight, but it is very funny that it got revealed at the same time as the other Aegiacusmon forms being in the game. But then we have, in my opinion, the two most interesting Aegiacusmon variants. First of all, Aegiacusmon Holy, which I've talked about a lot in these videos. It is the Aegiacusmon that used the data of angel species, making its heart as clear as a pool of reflective water. Now, where have we seen a light theme, a kind of holy gear theme, and pools of reflective water? Well, going over to the Digimon Games Twitter account again, we have the concept art for the Temple of Beginnings. And yes, this is something we saw in the very first trailer and we've seen since. It's the area where the weird new digital life forms are trying to steal the Digi-Egg that our main character tries to stop. But look at it. Look at it next to Aegiacusmon Holy. All of these interesting lights, which are kind of like gears meet holy symbols, all funneling down to the egg, and then underneath more gears. The egg suspended above a reflective pool. I wonder if this egg, this Digi-Egg in the Temple of Beginnings, is Aegiomon's egg. Perhaps that shot we see in the trailer of Aegiomon is actually when he hatches, skipping to champion perhaps because of his power. This is not something uncommon actually in Digimon. For example, we have Guilmon manifesting in the real world in Tamers at the rookie level, and now in Digimon Beat Break we see when Gekomon hatches, he jumps from baby to in training to rookie. So it wouldn't be insane that a very special Digi-Egg could hatch at the champion level, maybe even having energy burst forward that runs from baby to in training, rookie Elecmon, and then finally Aegiomon. While time travel and time elements are not discussed in Aegiacusmon Holy's Digimon reference book listing, I think this is the one that's most likely to have lore related to the time travel that we see in Time Stranger, getting jumped 8 years back in the past after something happened. It also has Lightning Shower as its special move. Lightning is an overall theme of the Aegiacusmon variants, but I think in particular Aegiacusmon Regular, Red, and Holy have the lightning powers, as those two most drastically lead towards the Mega and member of the Olympus 12, Jupitermon. Jupitermon. And yes, Jupitermon does have his Wrath mode, doesn't he? We'll get back to that in a sec. Because there is one final Aegiomon variant, the twisted, evil-looking Aegiomon Dark. Although interestingly, its attribute is vaccine, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. This time, Aegiomon's dark form comes from the data of evil types, allowing evil data to proliferate throughout its whole body. The malevolence of evil types bubbles forth in both mind and body, causing it to treat everything it sees as prey to be hunted. This is an Aegiomon turned evil. But why? And why might we also see Jupitermon Wrath mode? Well, looking over to the general main key art of Digimon Story Time Stranger, which is also the cover art of the game, it's interesting that you can see our main characters and Aegiomon. But in the background prominently, and let's not forget also a pre-order statue bonus in the Ultimate Edition of the game, Jupitermon Wrath mode. Now this might indicate to you that Jupitermon Wrath mode and Aegiomon are separate entities, and to an extent I think they might be, but not in the way you think they are. Because let's move over to another piece of art. This art based on the creation of Adam. The creation of Adam is a painting depicting God reaching out to Adam with the spark of life, surrounded by 12 other deities, creatures, angels, whatever they may be. It is open to interpretation, but there are 12 of them surrounding God. In this art, Aegiomon is reaching out to his partner Inori. She is the human and he is the god, surrounded by the rest of the Olympos 12. So in this instance, there aren't 13, there are 12. Now you could say perhaps because we have Ceresmon and Ceresmon Medium, that could be the 13 that matches the creation of Adam. However, I think this is something else. This is an indication of exactly how many Olympos 12 members we're going to see in this game. And notably missing from around Aegiomon is Jupitermon Wrath mode. We see Junomon there, but not Jupitermon in any formation because he's already there. He is Aegiomon. Aegiomon will become Jupitermon, just like in Digimon Crusader, Digimon Heroes, where he became the various Aegiomon forms and then eventually Jupitermon to defeat Plutomon. Now, separate little side theory, I don't think Plutomon is going to be a full-on evil Digimon in this game. He's obviously going to show up. If he doesn't show up, it'd be crazy, but I'd like to see a different take on Plutomon. Maybe initially an antagonist that then joins the team. However, I think one of the big bads, the true evils, has been in our eye line since the start of the game. Since that very first trailer where we saw a glimpse of Jupitermon Wrath mode as Bergermon flew away, Aegiomon is the villain, or at least could be a villain. I think Digimon Story Time Stranger being a time travel story is not unintentional. It's not just a fun mechanic, but something key to the story, just like being a cyber sleuth in a digital avatar body was to the story of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, about how integral the hacker's memory was to hacker's memory. I think Aegiomon's dark fate is to become Jupitermon Wrath mode. But why would he become evil? A wrathful god? If we go over to Jupitermon Wrath mode's Digimon reference book listing, it states, an entirely changed version of Jupitermon, who is typically objective and in control of its emotions when dealing judgment, but has become unable to quell its anger when facing an enemy that has committed an unforgivable sin. But what could that sin be in Digimon Story Time Stranger? Well, I think it's been staring at us in the face the whole time. If we are 8 years in the past, throughout the majority of Time Stranger, when we're hanging out with characters like Inori and Aegiomon, that means that 8 years in the future, something happened, a calamity, right? Well, let's look at everything we've looked at so far. A dark Aegiomon variant, a holy Aegiomon variant, Aegiomon reaching out not just in art, but also in trailers, desperate to save his partner Inori, and the knowledge that Jupitermon Wrath mode is confirmed for this game, a Digimon that was unable to quell its anger when facing an enemy that has committed an unforgivable sin, perhaps the sin of murder. It is my belief, and it is a tinfoil hat theory, that Aegiomon is trying to save Inori, but he can't, or at least in the original timeline he couldn't. Aegiomon partnered with Inori, and then at some point these digital life forms killed his partner when they attacked the Earth. Unable to quell his anger, Aegiomon becomes Jupitermon Wrath mode and begins a cataclysmic event to destroy Digimon and human alike. He has lost his partner, and and now has no care for life, perhaps sending all of them to the realm of Plutomon, the underworld. It's my belief that the story of Time Stranger is us being sent back in the past to prevent the dark future that Aegiomon is falling down towards. It will be through our intervention and by finding the other 11 members of the Olympos 12 that in this version of the timeline we can help Aegiomon save Inori from her fate. But to do so, we're going to have to recruit the Olympos 12, who right now are rookies like Coronamon and Lunamon, the Bearmon brothers, maybe Sirenmon that will eventually become Ceresmon, as well as members that are already fully digivolved. I think it's no coincidence that this one big piece of art and the trailer show Aegiomon desperately reaching out for his partner, and while of course there's also the Christian metaphor of the creation of Adam, of gods reaching out and sparking life in humans, humans already existed before they met Digimon. Digimon didn't create humans, or at least maybe they didn't in this version of the lore, who knows, maybe they did. I think this desperate reaching out is about saving her life, not giving her life. So, you know, standard Digimon stuff. This is, as I admit, a very big tinfoil hat theory based on Aegiomon Dark and Jupitamon Wrath mode and some of the themes and time travel we've seen so far in Digimon Story Time Stranger. Let me know what you think of my theory in the comments down below. I'm sure there's a bunch of holes in it, but it's just a bit of fun, just something I thought about. Thank you to my sovereign ZDK14, as well as everyone else who supports me over on patreon.com/Karn EX. Future Karn here. We have a new member of the Sovereigns. Please everyone gas up and give huge props to Chaotic Prophet in the comments down below. Thank you, Chaotic Prophet. And my YouTube channel members here on YouTube that you can become one of and get early access to all my videos by clicking join down below. And I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.